much. Yeah, I don't even care what. Like for I'm gonna play my guitar. I don't even care how much people just interested them. Yeah, I mean, I might just get 5 people, but who cares? Yeah, some people like, oh, grown ass man still making videos. Vato, yo siempre hago videos porque ya saben, yo lo hago daily para salir adelante for real. And a part of that, like I do definitely play the guitar and other stuff. Like some people are like, oh, grown ass man still making videos. What if I'm still making videos? But who cares? Other YouTubers other YouTubers like no, I was gonna say Kobe, but no, like Courtney or whatever. No, that guy, Courtney X or whatever. That one. That one African guy that's a YouTuber. Yeah, that guy's a grown ass man and he's still making videos and people are like, you know, everybody's like cheering for him. Meanwhile, I make videos and people are like, nah, get your ass out of YouTube and all stuff. And I'm like, bruh, really, how come a YouTuber, famous YouTuber, yeah, like they like, for real, that's classifying people for real. That's just discrimination, bro. Like I don't see a discrimination, but bro, they're just classifying because look, how come a black, like I was gonna say black, how come an African YouTuber like Corny or like no, not Corny, not I don't know what his name is, but how come like somebody like Kaizenat or IShowSpeed get you like views? Meanwhile, like somebody like me just gets told to get quit YouTube and and get a life and all stuff, you know, and and I'm like saying for real, like that's like just because I'm a Mexican that plays a guitar and just makes cringy ass videos, that what people think I'm not a damn cringy ass nigga, cause I'm making content just to have fun and a part I like I play the guitar and all stuff just to because I'm like people, I have a life as well. I have things to do and a part that there's no like I'm like YouTubers that don't make live streams every day. I don't do some views, no nothing, and I barely give my people and all. Yeah. Oh, hi to you guys as well. Yeah, sorry for like not saying hi. Yeah, like I'm just trying to prove a point here. So you know, like even though I'm not like looking great at my moments, but who cares? Because the real ones would know like how people like me feel. Cause I started out like in 2023 or 2022. Yeah, starting those years. Meanwhile, YouTubers like Kaizenat and IShowSpeed started in 2017, and that's why their views grew more. Yeah, yeah. I'm not them. That's why I have even though I have like meanwhile they having like what 1,000 views, like 100, like 1,000,000 subscribers. I have like 100 subscribers and 1,000 like 87,000 views, and they have like what like 1 billion views. Like because they make more content. They make more yeah, more videos and more content and more things. They broke up. Yeah, I know. For real. And part of that, I'm not jealous because, like, one comment on. Oh, hi. Oh, sorry. Mabel. Oh, hi, Mabel. And go, yeah. Yeah. Hi for you. Oh, hi, Alexa. Yeah. Sorry, just, I was gonna, shout out and, like say hi to you know, my viewers and all, but, yeah, just normally, yeah, normally, give my speech because, because like that one comment told me once that he just because you know like somebody once told me that if you have a dream just make it true because it doesn't matter if you're fat skinny or whatever because I'm the opposite of greedy people because like I'm not rich. Look at this in the background. This is not like a rich lifestyle because I'm not broke either. I'm just like yeah, because like I Show Speed and Kaisen Ash started out like this, like this. That's how I Show Speed and every YouTuber started out like this, like a room like this behind me. For real, for real. Like I'm just trying to prove a point because people like they just judge somebody like me without knowing them better. Because like there's like there's something that's called you know don't judge a book by its cover because people judge people like without knowing them. Like how Shrek was like Shrek was like as well like me. He was like he was criticized in certain things. He was judged without being known because because Shrek was, complaining that world had like things against him and stuff, because there's certain phrases that like, inspire people. Cause look, because maybe I look fat and like I'm 140 pounds, but people may say I'm like 300, but that's not even true. Cause that's called judging without knowing somebody. And for real, I get that a lot because I make a lot of yeah, a lot of content. People say, "Oh, you're cringe. Get on YouTube, man, and all stuff." And I'm like, bro, why would I quit, bro? Cause just I know I never started back in the 2017 making videos, at a young age, but people should realize that, pride, doing pride with pride. Yeah, I was gonna say the word, but that I know what word I'm looking for, but trying to focus on school, work, and certain things. That's why I couldn't make videos when I was 7. That's why I never had like thousands of subscribers or more viewers. Cause I was focused on doing like working on myself and all. Yeah, for you just said it twice. Oh man. Yeah, cause look, I'm like normal people that I have life as well. You know, this is how I Show Speed and Kaizenat started out, like in a room like this with few viewers. They started out like me with one subscriber and one viewer, and they grew their content with like making videos, gameplays, going to countries and all. Yeah, I know I've never like done those things that they've done, but I'm still here. You know, even though there's some people that are like like if oh hi to you Salvador, yo hi to you as well, bro. Yeah, and apart, whoever wants to see a gameplay on Fortnite, just subscribe to my friend. His name is Jesse Vlog. So can you play? Can you play as it? What? Oh no, I don't know. Hmm. I think that one. I don't. You know. I don't know the chords, but I don't play that yet. Cause like I have to go like this, like like this or something in a certain way. Cause like if a chord says like this, I would have my finger like this, but I have to study it first. So like it's not that I don't know certain songs, but I have to like memorize it. I have to like watch a video, then memorize it, then like you know, and then learn how to play until I master it. Cause it's not simple. It's not that easy. Cause you see people on YouTube, playing guitar for you see it as easy, but people like me, I'm not started because I'm good luck because I go. They're the gorillas. Yeah, they're like, like for now, they're gonna say, oh, you know three, yes. For now, I know three, cause like, hey, I'm not a library, bro. I'm not a Spotify playlist that just because I have a guitar doesn't mean I'm a split. I'm not a Spotify playlist, bro. That you can just go like that, like that, cause damn, I just saw I have, yeah, I was just checking my phone right now, yeah. Uh, oh, what this one? Oh, should we? Oh, what this one? The Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, that's from Gorillaz. Like, there's some like some simple you know, like because when they start like in the Gorillaz, there's one that I learned that go like it just go like and then goes. Yeah, it's because it goes and then because in the two right here in the first string they go and then they go without adding the without putting the without doing the because like I normally go I go like that, but like in this one song it's go like that. But then I have to go like with the three, because I go like I go in a certain like in a different way because it's more different how I do it. Oh yeah, I know Salvador. You just said hi. Yeah, like people see me different because some see me as a fun guy, some see me as a mad guy, some see me different. So like it's more different. Bro, sing. Okay, bro, sing the story of the little fisherman. Bro. I don't know that one, bro. Like I was gonna say yeah, but I did study like choir back in middle school, but doesn't mean I know like a certain song. I do know how to sing and all that stuff, but it's just like cause I've learned them from memory, so like it's more different. Cause some people are gonna be like, bro, can you stop saying cuz? Can you say something else? Yeah, I know. Like I was like glitching up for a moment, but I love bro, keep it up, keep it on. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's cause like for real, like like the reason I learned, like because some people go like this, like because like to do this, the reason it's more different. Like when the yeah, I know for real, like because I've heard some motivational like videos, like like for me, like even though I get two people or more people, like for me, even though I'm not a great YouTuber, like like Kai Cenat or I Shall Speed, like those big YouTubers, even though I don't have like 1,000 people on me, because people like me don't need like that much friends, because because like not everybody's like me, because like most of the people are like me, that play, because one out of a million, because like there's a billion people, like a lot of countries in a lot of states, and technically like out of that you can meet like certain people that could be like me, nice and certain things, like you can learn from people like that much, because not for real. Now go. Yeah, I know that one is just, I don't know what is that like about. I'm 9, and yesterday I did my, oh wait, I did me first concert in guitar. Nah, that one's good. Yeah. Uh, like, oh, the one like, the one that I do, the one that I do. That one's called Gorillas. Yeah, that, because if you search like that one is called Feeling Inc. I think it's from Gorillas. Yeah, Feel Good Inc. or something. Yeah, you just go to YouTube and you just put Feel Good Inc. and then you just put guitar tutorial, and then it's gonna pop you this, like there's gonna pop you one with the like fingers that you just go like that for like the fingers, because you're gonna be able to like for the Gorillas you start like this. You go yeah like that, because I normally go with the two, like because I use these two fingers. Like for the Gorillas I go like that. So like for a certain song, because like I'm not like a guitar, like I'm not a like I can be like a coach or a teacher to somebody for like a guitar, because like for and then I go yeah, because normally G goes like this, because if somebody doing a G they just have to go like because you put like your fingers like the fingers go a certain way, so these fingers go like this, 6, 5, and 2 and 1, the certain strings. So like somebody can play a different song. Oh wait, oh I forgot to read. Yeah, I forgot to read the top one, the violet. Yeah, I forgot that one. Crystal Castle, bro. Do I like that? You like song? Oh, yo, that was good, bro. For like, yeah, that's a good question, Violet, for real. Like, like other YouTubers, like I sound like YouTube reviews and all stuff. Like, part of guitarist, I'm not like a Fortnite player. Like, because I do play Fortnite, but there's sometimes that I'm doing the missions of South Park. There's sometimes that I'm like playing Fortnite, but when I'm getting the medallion of the boss, I do get killed sometimes because like there's certain people that try to grab it as well, like because when I'm playing Fortnite, a part of playing guitar, I do play Fortnite and other stuff, but yeah, like for I do know, like for now, I just like the most easiest one that people could say that you can play is the Gorillas, bro. Like like that one I learned it. At first I was like like I was a noob or what people call I was like yeah, I was a noob, but I became like a master like in 1 month for like because I managed to go. Yeah, I just normally when I'm making songs, yeah, there's sometimes like a grammar error or something like playing guitar with the fingers and all. Yeah, cause I do make some. I can play different music, cause not the whole like playlist, but I do. I can play few songs, not that much, cause because if they told me like I'm a professional like guitarist, I would have had to go like I would have to go like this, you know, cause guitarists go like there, like that, but I go like that's how you go like with the. Okay. Oh, hi to you. Yeah, they just get be like, bro, you sound like those guys that are bored and depressed. Nah, bro, I just like that's how my voice is. Oh, hello. Yeah, I was gonna read your name, like your username, but yeah, I just like right say hello and then it's not that I don't want to read nobody's username, but it's just there's some usernames that are hard to pronounce and like I'm good at like reading names, but unless they just say, oh, my name is Alex or my name is something, then I would just say oh, hi. But meanwhile, like I don't know. But who? Yeah, just I'm just bored that I'm just gonna play it. Yeah, just like because there's certain slides that you can make with the guitar. So I'm good at playing guitar, but I just like I just rather to play like certain chords and certain things, just to not be bored. But who cares? For I just got my fingers. Yeah, because like see that's how Like you see, this is how like the finger should be hidden right there. Cause like if you go, just hear like how the thing, and you're just gonna notice the difference with the fingers. You see, like if you wanna do this chord, you have to have it like this. Look, because you just start like three, you just go three, two, three, and four. Like you just count the fingers to make that chord, and then for this one is the most simplest one. You just go. Like it's not even that difficult to make some go because like the fingers you have to move in a certain way. That's why like I mastered it. Part of that I'm not that great because I'm not you know so I'm just gonna continue anyways. I don't mind. But not. Yeah, certain chords. Yeah, there's certain chords that I make for that I just don't admit doing. Yeah, like I wish I could just do like more. I could do more lives now, but if I don't do like another live and I'm just there and then just passed like a month without doing lives. I was just busy doing stuff. So I do have the time, but I just like focus on other stuff. You know, like I'm like that one YouTuber. I've heard like YouTubers like those Mexican YouTubers like Fernan Flo and certain YouTubers like Larin and all stuff. They just had they formed that family because when they were my age, they were prime in 2017 between 2013. Yeah, and they were famous YouTubers because they used to do gameplays and all stuff. Because they were my age and still making some good videos. So now they're like between their 30s or like their 40s, and they're like, and they have a family now. So technically, like, ellos todavía siguen haciendo videos for like, they're still making videos even though they're grown ass people. They're in their 40s, and I'm like, I'm gonna be in my 20s. Yeah, they're just gonna tell me yeah, for because some people with my beard and all, like, just because, like, I play my guitar now, they say that I look like, because I'm what 19 or 20, and they say that like I'm looking like 25 or between, because some people told me that I look like 23. That I look somebody like who has 23 or 25 or something. Yeah, now they're gonna say that I look, because of my appearance for that I look between younger, older. Just depends with or without my beard for real. Yeah, normally people like me would, like they would just do random stuff like for example, talk or play guitar or whatever. You know, for I do have my guitar for like yeah, the like not lying. It's more different. It's more different than making, because I'm part of like like I was gonna say I can rap, but who cares? Like because like some people call me, like some people would tell me, like if I do certain rap or certain things, like technically if I use like a song from a famous person like Eminem and all stuff, that's not copywriting because look, I'm just singing it. I'm not publishing it as my own. Cause like if I would have to do that, if I in order for me to do that, I would have to get a copyright law paper, a copyright law, so I can be able to use that song, the instrumental from that person. Or if I want to become famous, I have to use my own, like, guitar or something to sing and create my own rapping with my guitar so I can be able to make some beats and be able to become famous, but it's more different, Like, like I know that they just gonna say a part of a guitarist, yeah, I'm a mentor and all stuff, but yeah, that's true. Like, for me, it's just like, because if see people are like seeing me, like even though it's not even that much, like, because the only thing they would just tell me is like, because if somebody wants to follow their dreams, they can just do it, like without being in their beds or, if somebody's just there watching, it's just like better to like, do something because, like, people that are young, like they're like between 7 or 12, they should do something about their lives because, they just like watch puro 6 7 puro like those cringy ass stuff instead of doing working or certain things like we did back in the day, like that. I'm not saying like child labor because like grandpa, like for example, if you ask grandparent, like if somebody asked their grandpa, they would just tell, like, their grandpa would just say, back in my day, we used to like work as like, at age 12 or age 7, because that would be child labor because they used to do that back then. So people who want to work, who would have want to work at a young age, they would have done it because that wouldn't be child labor. That would be the decision that people would make. Because look, you see some people, some like if somebody has a friend, for example, and you tell them how much do you make, and people would tell you like 500, bro, for example, like 500 or 1,000, because I'm giving some point. I'm trying to get to a point right now. Because look, people may say that when I was a kid, yeah, I used to play like, with in a tree or play like normal things. I used to do what kids normally did my age back in 2013 and 2017, normal stuff. Because look, back in the day, like fun was more different nowadays because nowadays people just play Fortnite. They just do live streams, watch Kai Cenat, watch, they grew up with Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed, and other YouTubers that are garbage. I grew up with Dan TDM, Fernand Flo, other YouTubers like, PewDiePie. I just grew up with him as well. Because, I did watch his videos back in 2013. So I used to be an OG kid. So I, consider myself as an OG kid because, like I'm a veteran of like trends because, I used to watch some PewDiePie and all the YouTubers. So, like, people are gonna tell me right now that like in the chat, like people are gonna comment to me that I just stop playing the guitar and just give some mentorship and all stuff, because yeah, I know that, but it's just a little reflection. It's just a word that somebody uses, like I like my favorite word that I heard so many times is like from Spider-Man Uncle Ben, that one Spider-Man movie, like a character Uncle Ben says, with great power comes responsibility. So yeah, that's what I use, my phrases. So yeah, I just use some of the phrases just to like, motivate because, I know that I never got motivation from like a friend or like, like, a family member because, I know that I was more different back then. If somebody would have told me back then to like invest or like, search about Bitcoin and certain things and do skincare and all those things, right now, people would say, oh, I look like a Chad. I would be in great form and I would be live streaming and people would just be like, I would have reached out, people would have reached out to me because I would have been like growing. I would have had like a million people on my streams for like, you know, it would just be different, but who, like, the life that somebody makes now is the choice that affects them in the future for real. Cause I know that I should be right now, like just having my, right now I have $50 and I would just invest those, cause I'm gonna do like investments and all stuff, cause right now they just telling me I'm a lazy ass, grown ass man that cannot afford to do something in their lives. Yeah, I know, it's not that. So I'm just doing live streams and do what people want to do, like have fun, have fun with their moments for like for a chat. Yeah, I know, Chad. Yeah, I was gonna be doing something right now, but uh yeah, so I can prove my point, because this one guy just was like a hater, and he was surely supporting this one kid. Look, because look, I was like reflecting, and when I was not doing my live stream, I was like, why do people just want to go with somebody that's like a kid and they just make videos, cringe videos, and they just get more views and likes. Meanwhile, somebody like me that's grown, like that looks like a grown ass man, that's trying to make videos, they just get few viewers and all stuff. And the question is, yeah, the like real life is just more different. The reality you just it's just more different. People nowadays just you know they just like criticize and stuff, supporting like they used to before, because people my age, what Trippy Red said, people my generation just fading away. The OG people that somebody used to know back then, they're not OG because people go different paths and go their separate ways after growing up, and I get that a lot for real. Yeah, and a part I like, not lying, I am playing for him. I'm damn playing for him right now. Yeah, you see, like I'm not just playing, like I'm not only a guy that plays guitar. Some YouTubers like for a YouTuber, yeah, there's some YouTubers like Nick 830 and certain YouTubers that play Fortnite, and because yeah, I know Fortnite. Thank God nobody's like a hater and they just say, "Oh, you play Fortnite?" Damn. Only little kids play Fortnite, bro. Everybody plays Fortnite. So if Nicky Dirty, Ali A, and all the YouTubers play Fortnite, so can I. So I got the same rights as people for real. Yeah, like, look, I showed my locker last time. So yeah, like I was gonna check my Fortnite. Like, wait, I'm gonna do something right now. So yeah, I'm still in live, but yeah, I'm just like grinding my Fortnite account. Yeah, I'm just grinding my Fortnite account, and people are like, bro, get a life. Don't believe me? Look at this locker. Oh shoot, I forgot. Wait, let me turn my camera on the other way. Somebody's gonna see my damn thing. Look at this, bro. What is this, chat? You see my first skin? And what my video said, that skin that I already had from Lawless that I bought back then, because I was gonna bet. Like you see, it's from Fortnite Origins. Yeah, I know how to say it right. So yeah, I got this from chapter 5 season 1. That's a free thing. That's from that chapter that I was gonna grab, but I forgot to grab it in that moment. If I still grabbed it, there's a yellow jacket from chapter 6, because look, this is how it looks without certain battle passes. But if I would have got certain crew packs or certain like battle passes, my locker would be different. You see, 38 skins. But look, I got Playboy Cardi. Who damn cares? You see, I got my Fortnite collection, and people are like, bro, look, you're just a grown ass man. But look, you see, I've played throughout the seasons. Look, you see, Chapter 4, Season 4. I got certain free items. Chapter 4, Season 1. Yeah, look, you see, they have certain emotes. I never played those certain, chapters. I just bought the emotes. So that's why, like, you see, I have a certain locker, you see. Who cares, you see? In total is like 50. So you add that and I have like $200 or something. Yeah, look, you see, I don't have pets, but because I didn't buy them because like, what's the point of buying pets? So look, you see, I have more loading screens because look, I was in every event. Look, you see, starting from the first one. Does this, look, you see, and then I was in chapter 44. Yeah, this one is. Look, this is from Origins. I did participate in that event. I just got the loading screens instead of like Look, you see, I got the. You see, I was in Eminem concert. I was in the live event. That's from chapter 5 scene 1. And I got the chapter 5 scene 2 loading screen as well. I didn't got the skins because I was gonna buy the battle pass. You see, I got the hunters. Collab. Okay, that's a collab with Godzilla. Yeah, OG. Another OG. There's a Miku. Okay, I already got that one. I got from Lawless. I got more loading screens from Lawless. So yeah, I got those. Yeah, you see, I got from Sabrina as well. That's when she appeared. Easy Sub-Zero as well. You see, mini season 1. You see, I only got the loading screen, so I didn't buy the battle pass. You see, look, you see from superhero theme. This is when Bruno Mars came to himself. For look, you see, I got those. I got you see the most stacked one. You see, stacked. Yeah, cause look, if you see this, this is the loading screen that I use. You see, this is the gorillas that I mentioned. Yeah, you see, that was my favorite skin of all time that I was gonna buy from the music pass is the Murdoch skin that came. But I just didn't buy it because I just forgot. Like, you see, this is the chapter, the current chapter. Because, look, this is the Simpsons when they came. And this is what people gonna be fanatic about, Poppy Playtime. Look, I got the current loading screen, so I got the Back to the Future as well. Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, you just have certain things, but who cares? You see, I even got the Marty McFly shoes for sport them out. No lying, bro. You see, and people say, oh, this is a bot account. Like, this is not even a bot account. You see, I got this skin for real. There's a like, you're gonna see the video and you're gonna see why I have the ghost face skin. Yeah, I don't use it because like, right now I'm not using it because it's not Halloween. Yeah, just like I can change from letters.